Hello and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the Southwest region. We start off from Ondo State, where the State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, has destroyed over 83 tons of hard drugs, confirmed to be the largest since the establishment of the command in 1995. Speaking during the exercise, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, reiterates that the exercise underscores the statutory mandate of the NDLEA in combating drug trafficking and abuse across the country.
Ondo State Deputy Governor Olayide Adelami, other state government officials, officers of the NDLEA, as well as other security agencies, gather for the ceremonial destruction of illicit drugs seized in Ondo State over a period of 9 years. The NDLEA carries out this exercise periodically across the country. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, over 14 million Nigerians, including about 400,000 residents of Ondo State, are affected by the scourge. General Marwa, who is represented by the Director of General Operations and Investigation, Suleiman Ningi, says an alternative development project aimed at redirecting illicit drug traders and cultivators toward legitimate means of livelihood is now live in Ondo State.
This exercise is a direct fulfillment of our legal and social mandates. It reinforces our statutory duty to enforce all laws pertaining to the trafficking and abuse of illicit substances while mitigating the associated crimes that threaten the fabric of our society.
In his address, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, who is representing Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa, restates the commitment of his administration in supporting the NDLEA in tackling drug-related crimes.
Our goal is clear: to build a society where our young people are empowered, productive, and free from grip of substance abuse. I commend the leadership and personnel of the NDLEA for their courage, professionalism, and dedication. I also call on all stakeholders, parents, community leaders, religious institutions, and civil society to join hands with government in this fight. Together, we can secure a safe and healthier future for our state.
Commander of the NDLEA in Ondo State, Nanzing Salah, says a lot of effort goes into combating drug trafficking and abuse, and the command's goal is to ensure the state is free from the scourge.
While we remain committed to waging war against the problems of drugs, we look forward to increased beneficial support and collaboration from the government, from the state government, security agencies, and other many critical stakeholders, because the task ahead demands all hands to be on deck for a more secure and prosperous society. Thank you.
With the strong determination of the government and the NDLEA in eradicating drug cultivation, trafficking, and abuse in Ondo State, they believe that those engaged in these illicit acts will eventually be forced to either stop the illicit trade or leave the state.
In Osun, Governor Ademola Adeleke says current security challenges in Nigeria has necessitated the need for strategic collaborative frameworks in supporting conventional government funding for security. The governor has stated this during the official launching ceremony of the Security Trust Fund aimed at strengthening security across Osun State through public and private sector collaborations. The Commissioner of Police in Osun State, who spoke on behalf of all security agencies during the event, commended the initiative as he promised to ensure judicious utilization of resources that will be provided through the initiative. The dignitaries at the event noted that the security gesture underscores the state governor's resolve to enhance crime reduction and improved welfare for security operatives.
Security Trust Fund is a matter of necessity, considering the security climate in Nigeria and Osun State. It is neither a political project nor a self-serving policy. This is necessary policy to secure our people. Only an irresponsible government will abandon the PPP arrangement. Today, I am inviting for partnership the private sector, financial institution, development partners, professional bodies, and all sons and daughters of Osun State.
The Security Trust Fund is crucial for enhancing public safety by pooling resources from government, private sectors, citizens, etc. to equip, train, and support security agencies with modern equipment like vehicles, drones, motorcycles, equipping CCTVs, situation room to cover all sports, and other logistics to ensure a stable environment for development, crime reduction, and improved welfare for security operatives.
The advantages of this initiative cannot be overstated. A functional security trust fund enhances operational efficiency by providing much needed resources such as patrol vehicles, communication equipment, surveillance system, and welfare support for security personnel.
In Lagos, the state government has reinforced its commitment to effective service delivery and accountability with the procurement of operational vehicles to support the ongoing implementation of the World Bank Human Capital Opportunities for Prosperity and Equity HOPE program across key sectors. This development follows the recent statewide enlightenment program highlighting the strides and achievements recorded under the HOPE program initiative. The newly procured vehicles are designated for the three core delivery pillars of the program: governance, primary health, and basic education, with a strategic focus on enhancing monitoring and evaluation activities. Speaking during the handover ceremony of the vehicles, Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Lagos State, Mr. Okwe George, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Olayin Kauju, emphasized the critical role of logistics in sustaining program impact, noting that as the coordinating ministry for the HOPE program in Lagos State, the ministry remains committed to strengthening institutional capacity and driving evidence-based decision-making across all implementing sectors. Still in Lagos, Deputy Governor Quadri Hamzat has called for unity, patience, and sustained national stability, urging Nigerians to support President Tinubu's administration through prayers and collective responsibility. He made the appeal in Ekpe during the commissioning of the Odo Noforija Kingdom ultra-modern Central Mosque. The Central Mosque was jointly built by reputable Christians and Muslims in Ekpe area of the state.
A newly built ultra-modern Central Mosque in Odo Noforija Kingdom of Ekpe has brought together the Lagos State Deputy Governor, Quadri Hamzat, former Governor of Lagos and former Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, Muslim clerics and traditional rulers in Ekpe. They have all come to witness the unveiling of the new edifice for Muslim faithful. Muslim clerics in attendance described the occasion as a powerful symbol of unity among religious communities in Nigeria.
I'm most grateful to Almighty Allah, come in the midst of the two major faiths in Nigeria, Islam and Christianity. We thank Allah for that. How I wish all other parts of Nigeria will be like this, so we live in harmony, understanding, brotherhood, and friendship of life. This gathering goes a long way to show the unity of Almighty God. Allah is one, God is one.
The Senior Special Assistant, Public Affairs and Strategy, who is representing the First Lady of Nigeria, urges Nigerians to regard the nation's diversity as a source of strength rather than a factor for division.
Building a mosque is one of the most profound acts of service to humanity and to God. As Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and I quote, "Whoever builds a mosque for Allah, Allah will build for him a house in paradise." End of quote. This teaching reflects the enduring reward attached to such spiritual act of devotion and selflessness. Across our different faiths, we are united by the shared values of love, tolerance, peace, sacrifice, compassion, and service to humanity.
Mr. Babatunde Fashola says the commissioning of the new central mosque serves as a powerful demonstration of interfaith unity.
We have not just come to dedicate a mosque. We have come to send a message of harmony of faith. That is the way I feel. Our mother is a foremost Catholic. Obano Forija is a Jerusalem pilgrim. Alhaji Jerry Animashaun is a well-known Islamic practitioner and an entrepreneur. But they have come together to build a mosque. As His Highness has said, he wished that every other part of Nigeria could be like this. So I feel privileged to be in this place of example.
The Deputy Governor, Mr. Kadri Hamzat, emphasizes that national development depends on unity of purpose, patience and sustained civic responsibility from everyone.
To thank every one of us for coming, for donating, and for building this house of Almighty Allah. The Almighty grant all of us peace. Ọlọ́run ọba ìlú wa ká máa ṣàdúrà fún President wa.
The new mosque commissioned features a tall minaret, a central dome decorated with Arabic inscriptions, and a large prayer hall with designated sections for male and female worshippers designed to accommodate a large congregation for Jummah and other Islamic activities.
Now here's some news that might interest voters in Ogun. Resident Electoral Commissioner in the state of Feji, Mishashe, has urged residents to seize the opportunity provided by the ongoing second phase of the update of the permanent voter card exercise to perfect their rights to lawfully participate in the 2027 general elections. She made the call in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, during an interaction with members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists. While seeking the cooperation and understanding of the media, as well as residents of the state, she asked stakeholders to adhere strictly to the electoral laws and guidelines of the Commission.
Everybody must play his or her roles within the confines of our guidelines. Presently, we are in the second phase of the continuous voter registration. What is going on now is an update. People who have registered before and have transferred to other states or local governments, they are doing an update to say that I was in Aba before. I'm now working in Abeokuta. Please, I want my records, I want the transfer to be effected. This is my particular. There are forms for such category of people to fill. There are people who have lost their cards. There are also forms for those people to fill. Maybe you have lost your card and you have an affidavit. You show it to the officer. There's a record that he will take down, and then the proper thing will be done. Then people who are just clocking 18, the law allows them to also register.
When we come back after the break on Newsroom series, it's all for to Oyo State, where Governor Seyi Makinde wants graduates to make good use of their impact on society. Join us again. Welcome back to Newsroom series. We're talking tertiary education now. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde says universities must function as engines of growth, transformation and innovation hubs for sustainable development across the country. Governor Makinde said this belief has driven his government to work tirelessly for the growth of LAUTECH since it got sole ownership of the university. The governor, who is also the visitor to the institution, that's LAUTECH, made the submission at the 18th convocation ceremony of the institution in Ogbomoso.
The solemn procession signals the commencement of the 18th convocation ceremony of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, and this year it produced more professionals equipped with skill sets forged in the crucible of science and arts and molded in technology. In his address delivered by his deputy, the Oyo State Governor and visitor to the school, Seyi Makinde, notes that the event is a celebration of excellence, resilience against daunting odds, and appreciable growth.
This is how universities must function in the 21st century as engines of economic transformation. It also explains our support for full relocation of the College of Agric and Renewable Natural Resources to Iseyin. Though the journey has not been without some challenges along the way, we have remained undeterred in our resolution to succeed. We have had reasons to engage stakeholders, and the reason is simple: LAUTECH must continue to be our shining light.
He adds that all outstanding obligations to Osun State on the sole ownership of the institution will be honored.
We have sustained payments under the sole ownership agreement we entered with Osun State, thereby ensuring long-term stability and uninterrupted growth of this university. We've already made plans to complete the payment before the end of the tenure of this current administration. Under my watch, the government approved 650 million naira take-up grant for the teaching and research farm at the Iseyin campus to boost agricultural research and innovation. We launched a special intervention framework to address infrastructure gaps at the Iseyin campus, including housing, healthcare facilities, ICT development, and mobility support.
In his charge to the graduating students, the Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Razak Rom Kalilu, enjoins them to embrace new challenges and strive for excellence as they conquer new frontiers.
The value of your postgraduate training lies not only in what you know today, but also in your ability to keep learning, unlearning, and relearning. You should continue to seek knowledge, embrace new challenges, and strive for excellence in everything you do. The world is full of opportunities for you to explore and conquer. We have full confidence that you will carry the values and lessons learned here into the world and make positive contribution.
Chairman of Council assures the Oyo State Governor that the institution remains committed to academic excellence as evidenced in years of uninterrupted academic calendar.
As the Governing Council, we are willing to continue to support the system that are fair, transparent, and accord on equality. Our responsibility is clear: to protect the integrity of this institution. To this, and to insist on standard and to ensure that merit and competence are never compromised.
Olugbenga Oladepo from the Department of Electronics and Electrical Engineering clinches the top performer spot with a cumulative average of 4.89. Emeritus Professor Uluaino receives the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters for his commitment to excellence as a highly respected scholar. Professor Aino is the first professor of vocational training in Nigeria, among other laurels. Bukola Oriowo, Channels Television News.
Still talking tertiary education, the federal government has released 2 billion naira to the Federal University of Agriculture and Technology, OKO, to kickstart its commercial farming project to attract more students into agriculture. The university, which just matriculated 1,193 students as pioneers, on which the institution will devolve to a major hub for ensuring food security in the southwest and across the country. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Lani Babayemi, noted that the ceremony, though minimal, represents a triumph of resilience and power of collective commitment, which translated a vision into reality.
I will faithfully observe all regulations which may...
A solemn oath-taking process signals the beginning of significant journey for these 1,193 undergraduates who would largely contribute to food security. Broker technological innovations in the course of learning at the Federal University of Agriculture and Technology. The university is strategically sited at the heart of Okeogun, the rich agrarian bed of Oyo State, for obvious reasons. With access to land and manpower will be seamless. The Vice-Chancellor describes the ceremony as significant in all respects as the institution is built to drive commercial agriculture with technology.
It is with deep pride and gratitude that I welcome you to this inaugural matriculation ceremony of our pioneer cohort of 1,193 students. This occasion is far more than ceremonial. It represents the fulfillment of vision, the triumph of resilience, and the power of collective commitment.
2 billion naira has been released for the institution to take off to demonstrate the federal government's seriousness about driving commercial agriculture through institutions.
The government has done a lot. For example, government has promised us, and of course we have received our letter, since we are University of Agriculture and Technology. They want us to go into commercial farming and at the same time be able to use what we do to teach our students. Government wants us to attract students in agriculture, and of course I can say it openly that government has released 2 billion naira for us to start commercial farming in this university.
Senator representing Oyo North and other dignitaries at the event are excited about the possibilities that abound.
Our day of joy will be the day these guys are convocating. This university is already federal government baby that has been gazetted. So all what we need to do is for us to keep pushing and assisting with everybody, so that during budget, whatever they are giving Ministry of Education, or whatever they are giving all other federal university, they will be able to get their own in order to come and invest here and make the university big.
So the students, I've been advising them, being pioneer students, I've been telling them that they should know that they are not just here for themselves, they are here for themselves in the first place, but when we view it at larger space, they are here for others, particularly those students that are going to come after them. They are setting a pace. To set a pace, it's not a child play. They have to sit up and make sure that they put a good culture, a good habit in place, so that the students that are coming behind them will follow suit.
Academic activities have resumed in earnest at the school's temporary site, with the hope that a permanent site will soon be established.
Thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.